Welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. It's me, Steve. Wait. This ain't my house. No, it is not my house, but it's nice. This is nice. This is working in the lap of luxury. You know, this is way better than out on the ground in the rain. Today, I'm back at my neighbor's house with his little Nova. You guys might remember this car. We fixed the brakes on it the other day. Well, he wants me to look at something else. So I came up here and told him, no problem, we got this. He says the carburetor on here is a little too big. It's throttle response is terrible. It's real cold-blooded, giving him some issues. So he wanted to put a little smaller carburetor on it and a little fancier carburetor on it. And I said, easy. So let's dig into it. Well, he left me some presents. Let's see what we got. Looks like a brand new Holley, of course. Part number, can you read it? 600. Okay. He thinks that's a 650, maybe 750. We're not sure. I'll find out here in a minute. But we're gonna go down to a 600. Different spacer, gaskets and all the stuff you need. And let's see. We'll get this one off of here, see what's wrong with it. Like he said, he just, it won't start, doesn't like to idle, real cold-blooded, he said, is his biggest complaints. And even once it's warmed up, it's not, the throttle response is pretty terrible. So we're gonna see if we can't help him out. All right, let's start digging into this, see what we got. Well, first thing I notice is there's a whole lot of soot. It's been backfiring through the carb a lot. Let's look at the list number. Can I focus on that? All right. There's your list number. We can run that real quick and see what it is. Looks like a 4777-5. Anyway, it's definitely not happy. I'd have to double check it to make sure, but I think a 4777-5. I believe that is a 650. It looks like it might be. Yeah, it could be a 650. 650 double pumper, which isn't too terribly large for this engine, but yeah, it's definitely not happy. Interesting. Let's get this choke cable out of here. Okay. hang on one sec. All right. I had to run to my house and get my special cut down Holley wrench. Luckily, I live literally right down the street. Okay, what's left? Throttle linkage. And that's about it. All right, there's a couple things I'm gonna change already. First off, I don't know why this bracket is here. This is for like a kickdown cable or a 700R4 or TV cable. And this car has a stick shift. So it doesn't need this. So all this doesn't need to go on the new carburetor. And another thing that's not gonna go on the new carburetor is a PCV hose. There's a hose connected to the back of the carburetor. It's going to this breather here. I see this all the time. I don't like it. I don't like a PCV valve, and I don't like a breather with that's a vacuum leak. So what you're doing here is that's direct manifold vacuum. Okay, so that's going to be on the back of the carburetor or to the intake manifold usually, and it's direct manifold vacuum. So it's under vacuum as soon as you start the car, and you're sucking air. You got a breather here, and you got a breather there, and it's just sucking air. That you're not only is it sucking air, it's unmetered. So it's going into the intake manifold without going through the venturis. So that's what we would call unmetered air. And unmetered air is a fancy way of saying vacuum leak. It's a vacuum leak. So I don't like it. I'm gonna get rid of it. That might be part of the issue here. It's got a giant vacuum leak. So maybe there's nothing wrong with this carburetor. It's just the way it's set up. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people out there. I go to car shows all the time. I look down and I see a PCV valve and I'm just like, first of all, why would you want to allow air into the intake manifold that's unmetered? It didn't go through the venturis. And to make it even worse, it's gonna have oil in it. You're sucking air full of oil droplets into the engine. So burning oil is a bad idea. It's gonna carbon up the intake valves and the combustion chambers and spark plugs and stuff. It's gonna turn it black. And why? I don't like it. We're getting rid of it. And I've already talked to him about it, so he knows. But yeah, I don't like it. So there's gonna be a few changes already, I can tell you. Let's pop this throttle cable off. Now we can pull the carb. Those spark plug wires down there. Okay, we got it off. Let's take a look at it here. It looks like a fairly new carburetor. It just definitely has got a ton of carbon. Man, it definitely is not running very well. He did get a different spacer, so we need to pop this guy off. And we're gonna have to run this hose to a nipple because his new spacer doesn't have this hole in it. So I'm gonna have to put a nipple there and run this hose to that. So let me do that real quick. So watch this. I took out that breather out of that valve cover. This was on the back of the carburetor, which is, like I said, direct manifold vacuum right here. Watch this. It's wide open. I'm sucking. I'm not blowing, I'm sucking. So that's a wide open vacuum leak. It's probably 90% of the problem. I don't know what his timing is at and all that. I'm sure we could check it, but guys, PCV valves, vacuum leak, especially if you got a breather on the other side. On the other valve cover is an open breather. So you're literally just sucking air. So unmetered air. And we're not gonna do that anymore. I think it's gonna have much better throttle response, and especially cold starts and idle, this is gonna be significantly better. All right. Vacuum hose is now moved. It was on the spacer, now it's on the intake, but just had to pop out that plug and put in that nipple. So that's good. Vacuum booster is hooked up. All right, I'm sticking the new gaskets on, of course, brand new gaskets. And we got our first little upgrade. The original spacer was just an open spacer, which these aren't very good on a dual plane manifold. So we're gonna go with one of these. These kind of direct they're supposed to give you a better signal to the carburetor, and set this down. It's supposed to give you a better signal to the carburetor, and it kind of divides up the air, especially if you're putting a spacer on a dual plane. You want to direct that air away from running into the center there. Then it causes a lot of turbulent air. Now, I've seen some videos now. I don't know if you guys have or not. What is this? Super sucker. All right, well, you're supposed to install it like this. It even says right on it. Carb side. Yeah. But I've seen some dyno videos where it actually ran better upside down. Have you guys seen that? I don't know, give me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna follow the directions. It's not my car, so I don't wanna, start changing stuff, but I don't know. I kind of sort of think I can see the idea of running this upside down and kind of directing the air away from the center. But I don't know. The way it's designed, it's supposed to go like this. I don't know. We're gonna install it like this. Either way, it's better than what it was for sure. So hopefully, a little bit of an upgrade. Okay, spacer's on, gaskets are on. Now, let's see what's behind door number one. Ooh, wow. He got the shiny finish. Yeah, looks good. Mechanical choke, double pumper 600. I think it's gonna look good and it's gonna run better. All right, let's stick it on here and hook everything back up. One thing I do like about it already is it's got 4-corner idle. It's got the idle mixture screws in all 4 corners. So the old carburetor did not. So I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I like 4-corner idle screws. I prefer it. Wow, that looks good. That does look good. I mean, they say chrome don't get you home, but come on. That looks pretty good. You know it does. Okay, throttle linkage is done. Brackets back on, springs. Then we just swing over here to this side. I gotta switch out these fuel fittings to his AN style fittings. And hook the choke back up. Even though I don't think he's gonna need it, I think it's gonna run a whole lot better. And probably won't ever need that choke, but let's see. I'll hook it up. All right, I think we're about ready to try it. Fuel lines are hooked up. Everything's back together. He actually had another breather like this one. So we stuck that breather in there. So that's not going back on. Everything's ready. I think we're ready to try it. You're gonna have to crank it for a bit, but give it a try. No choke. Wait a second. Something wrong here. We're not getting no accelerator pump. They're hard as a rock. The accelerator pump diaphragms are hard as a rock. So the fuel's not able to squirt. So something's going on here. We gotta take a look at it. Brand new carburetor too. That's weird. All right, I've seen this before with a carburetor that's been sitting a long time. I just didn't expect it with a brand new carburetor off the shelf. So if you take the squirter off, underneath that bolt in the center, down in this hole is like a little needle, and it stays down to block the hole so that fuel can't roll backwards. So you know what I'm saying? It keeps it primed all the way to the top. Well, right now, nothing's coming past it. It's stuck. The accelerator pump diaphragm is hard as a rock, so it's full of gas. You can't squirt any fuel through it. So let me see if I can free it up. Inside there, you can barely see it. Down in that hole is the back side of it, and it looks like a little needle. And I think it's stuck in the down position right now. Now this is crazy, all right? This is literally crazy. So here's we're just gonna look at the rear for now. Both are doing it. It's a double pumper, so you got one in the front, one in the back. Okay, this is your squirter nozzle. Okay, down here's your diaphragm, that's your lever. If I push on this lever, it's hard as a rock and nothing's coming out. You see what I'm saying? Now, watch this. Watch this. If I crack this loose, I'll crack it loose. Now watch this. I'm getting plenty of flow. So it's almost like when you tighten the screw down, it's forcing that little needle down and closed. So now you can't get fuel. It's stuck again. I don't understand this. It's almost like the bolt is too long, or the needle's too tall or something in there, because it's forcing it shut now. And if it won't squirt any fuel unless I crack it loose. Now it'll spray. Okay, I gotta figure this one out. I'm scratching my head on this one. They're both doing it, front and rear is doing it. If you tighten that screw, you can't move this arm. It's hard as a rock. Then loosen it up. Hold on. Loosen that screw just a little bit. Squirt. Why? Why is it doing this? Brand new carburetor out of the box. Why is it doing this? We're ready to go except for this. I don't understand. Okay, well, we took it back off. And check it out. Those needles, it's kind of like a little needle. It works like a check ball, I guess you'd call it. They go down in these holes. One there. This is a double pumper, so you got two, primary, secondary. Okay. They're supposed to be free floating in there. Supposed to be bouncing around, actually. If you flip the carburetor upside down, they should fall right out. Like super easy, right? Now, I don't know if you can see it. I'll try and zoom in. But look at the back of this one is mushroomed. See that lip right there? You can't probably tell. But there's like a ring groove right there, and the end of it is mushroomed. Almost like this thing was shoved down in that hole. Like all the way down the hole, and it shut the fuel off. So no fuel could come out of the nozzle. So I ran up to my house, got my Holley boxes, and we'll see if we can switch it out with something I've got. I don't know what they're like. These are like light duty, they're like aluminum or something. They're super soft. So the ones I'm used to are kind of metal, steel. So let's switch them out, put it back together, and see if we can get accelerator pumps to work. All right, well, there you go. One satisfied, happy customer. It looks really nice, and it drives a lot smoother than it did. I wouldn't say it's any faster maybe necessarily, but it's definitely smoother. Taking off, acceleration and all that, it seems really good. Starts right up. Before, he used to have to put the choke on it every time, especially first time starting it up for the day. First time, he'd have to use the choke. So hopefully this is going to work a lot better. Speaking of chokes, we got to talk about this carburetor real quick. Brand new carburetor right out of the box. You saw me open it, and I don't know what to say, man. Like, both accelerator pumps, no squirt. No squirt coming out of either nozzle, front or rear. Also, the choke was stuck. This little bracket here has got a little spring and a ball in it right here, and it would drop into those holes. There's a hole right there, and there's two holes. See it? Well, that ball would drop into that hole, and it's stuck. Like, I cannot move this right now. It is literally, there's no way to move it. So it's like the hole is too big or the ball is too small, because it drops into that hole and it locks up. It locks up completely. So we couldn't move the choke. Brand new. This is the brand new bracket. So had to take the old one off, the old carburetor, and put it on the new carburetor, and it works fine. Now it works fine. But now we got that ugly bracket on the side compared to that shiny carburetor. So I don't know. If it was up to me, we might just get rid of that choke completely. But I don't know. But I don't understand how we had so many issues with a brand new carburetor. Like, why is the choke stuck and it locked up? And why is there nothing coming out of the accelerator pumps? The only way to fix it was to shorten up the bolt. And I checked. Gaskets were in there before. I know people are going to say, did it have the gaskets in it? Yes. It had the top and the bottom gasket in it. And it seemed like the bolt would come down and make contact with the needle. So there's only two ways to fix it. Shorten up the needle or shorten up the bolt so they can't make contact with each other. But other than that, it's ready to go. That took longer than I expected, but I'm glad I was here to help him. And it makes me wonder, like, how many times have people bought these Holley carburetors or a type of Holley carburetor and had this many issues, and then you get the bad reputation and everybody talking trash online and Holley this and carburetors that and nothing but junk and they don't run, and well, sometimes they just don't. And I don't get it. It's quality control or something. I don't know. It's this brand new carburetor had all these issues. So I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I was able to help. And the car seems to be running good. We got a big car show next weekend that he really wants to go to, a benefit for his friend. So, maybe we'll do some filming there. I'm going to follow him up, probably with one of my cars. So stay tuned for that. But on to the next job. Welcome to Tackett's House of Horse. Wait, I'm still not at my house. What's going on here? I did the carburetor this morning. The little nose running good. And then, instead of going home and working on my cars, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I'm going to come out here to Sam's house. And what we're doing over here is, hold on, let me spin you around. Sam, what are we doing?
Working on my LS.
Are we gonna make power?
It's on my car.
You remember those cylinder heads we were looking at a while back, and we were gonna put valve springs on and clean them up? Well, these are them, and I gave them back to Sam, and he took them back to the machine shop, and we did a full valve job. I should say, the machine shop did a full valve job, surfaced them, cleaned them, valve springs, retainers, keepers. Look how clean it is now. Much, much better. So we're gonna assemble this, put it all back together so he can put it back in his truck. This guy right here. So that's what I'm doing. Eventually, I'll get back home and work on my cars, but you know what I mean? It's funner to just come play around at other people's houses sometimes. All right, heads are on, heads are torqued. We got a new camshaft, timing chain, oil pump. What else did we do? Cleaned it.
Cleaned it.
That's it. That's a long block 5.3 ready to go. I think our work here is done. Good morning. Well, now we're at the House of Horsepower. I think this is my house. Yeah, it's my house. So yesterday, spent half the day over there at my neighbor's house. Got his Nova going. New carburetor, lots of issues. Brand new carburetor, had lots of issues. Why? Holley, huh? Spent half a day over there. Should have been a quick job. Was not a quick job. Issues with that thing. So thanks a lot, Holley. And then finished up the day by going over to my buddy Sam's house, my coworker, and helping him out with his truck. Again, my neighbors are awesome. I don't mind helping them at all. My coworker Sam, you know, starting a new job recently, and there's, you know, new city, new town, new state, new job, new everything, right? And Sam was one of the coolest guys there. So right off the bat, he treated me right. So I don't mind helping those guys at all. But now we got to get some work done on this mess back here. So what do we got? Well, check this out. Check it out. You know what this is? Plates, tags, registration, all of it for the C10. It's here. It's done. No problems. If you need anything registered, it doesn't matter what state you're in. Any 50 state. If you have a car that's 30 years old or older and you need title help, I got a guy. Okay? So reach out, send me a comment, send me an email. You know, find me. Just find me. So C10 is good. We have plates, tags, registration, title done. What else do I got? Oh, pulley showed up for down and dirty. Yes, I know. It's aluminum. It's probably gonna do it again. I know, but it looks good. But what I really want to show you is another awesome marketplace score. I think it was Monday. I came home from work and I flip open marketplace, you know, like my phone automatically does. As soon as I pick it, I just marketplace. Found a complete set, 4 rims and tires, lug nuts, center caps, everything for $350. And I said, that can't be right. Let me reach out to this guy. Reached out to the guy. Guy was super cool. He had a Chevelle, 67 Chevelle, real nice Chevelle. And he bought it and wanted to put rallies on it. So he put a set of rallies on it, pulled the Pro Stars off of it and stuck them on Marketplace for super cheap just to get rid of them. And I happened to find it. It had been posted 16 minutes. That's how long it was on there. And I was like, yep, on my way. Be right there. Hour and a half drive up, hour and a half drive back, but it was worth it. Wait till you see these brand new looking tires. I'll show you. Check them out. Look at these tires. Come on. It's like brand new. I mean, they're a little old. The caps are a little faded. So what? Good enough. For $350, yeah. Now, they came off a Chevelle, so these, I really only needed the fronts, but the rears, they're not gonna fit, obviously. These are like 275 6015s. They would fit if we did like some heavy modifications to the rear of the car, and we might do, honestly, we might do it. Like I kind of do want to like try to get a small mini tub or something going on, flip the leaf springs to the inner, and then do some like a mini tub job. I'd like to do that on that car, get a little bit of tire underneath the back of it. And so those might eventually fit, or we could put those on the back of one of the Chevelles. They should fit like down and dirty or something like that. Use them for like a set of slicks. Put a set of slicks on those, and then that way when we go to the track or we go racing, we could just switch them out, you know? But anyways, the key here is the fronts. So we can put those on the little 100 series Nova and maybe take it on a test drive. That'd be fun today. All right, I guess I'll start with this pulley, get down and dirty back together. Down and dirty's been down for a week, which is not normal for down and dirty. So we'll do this pulley first. Wow. Hang on. All right, I got it back on. That pulley went on there tight too. Like, I don't know. We'll see if it lasts. It doesn't seem like the shaft was damaged at all or anything like that. I don't know if it just came loose. I don't know what happened. That keyway is a tiny little 1/8 woodruff key. So it doesn't take much for it to waller out that aluminum pulley, I guess. So we'll see if this works. If this doesn't last, I want to switch it out to the newer style press-on type pulley. The older Saginaw pumps have the little keyway on them, the woodruff key, and it's probably not good, especially with an aluminum pulley. It's softer metal. Anyway, let's see if we can fire it up and get it out of the way and jump on the 100 series Nova. Move the truck forward a little bit so we can get some room here, because I would really like to take this on a test drive. It needs to go to the gas station first, get some good gas in it, but I'd like to take it on a test drive. So Let's see if we can't jack it up, get those front tires swapped out. Hopefully the new ones don't rub too bad. I mean, they're gonna rub probably a little bit. We may have to cut the fender a little bit, which is normal. When you try to put 15-inch rims or bigger on a first gen Nova, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That front corner of the fender is always a problem. So hopefully it's not too bad, and we'll see what happens here. Now we got some room to work. My little aluminum jack took a crap on me, so I gotta use this old dinosaur that weighs 500 pounds. It's always something. That was for you, Kenny. That was just for you, Kenny. They're on and they're torqued, but they are hitting the fender pretty bad. Well, the maypops are off, the welds are on, but we are making serious contact with the fenders. So we're gonna have to do some surgery. It's gonna be kind of ugly, but that's what happens sometimes. So let me do that, and then we'll see if we can take this on a test drive. Well, things have escalated quickly here. I'm looking at this, and I cut the corners where I normally cut it, and it still hit pretty bad. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, why is it so, I've never had a Nova hit this bad before. So then I start looking at it closer, and I'm like, the fender needs to come out. Look at this, look at this. That is supposed to line up with this. So the fender is in like a ½ an inch on both sides. And I can't figure out what's the deal here. Why is it in so far? It's like the fenders need to come out. But there's really no adjustment, because there's like a bucket here behind the headlight, and it bolts direct. There's like 4 or 5 bolts that go inside that bucket, and it bolts directly to the radiator core support. Then I start looking at the radiator core support, and it's bent. This whole side here, let me get underneath here. Look at that. That is supposed to be straight. It's got a huge bow in it. This is way pushed in. I don't know why. I have another core support. Let me go show you. I'm trying to film, and these birds are squawking and making a whole bunch of noise. And there's something on the ground over here. See that bird jumping around? I swear there's a snake on the ground. There's a snake. I saw it moving. The birds are freaking out. See him? They're chasing him off. That was crazy. Oh, he's in these woods right here somewhere. They were squawking. That last little clip I just filmed, you could hear the birds in the background. And they are just squawking like crazy. And I look over the fence, and something's moving on the ground. There was something, look, I thought it was a stick at first. Like, and the birds were dive bombing it. And I'm like, wait a minute. So that's great. We got snakes. Sarah's gonna love this. I wish I could have got back here faster to see what kind it was. Hopefully it was nothing poisonous. It's gone now. Okay, I don't know where I left off before I got interrupted by some birds squawking like crazy. I'm pretty sure it was a snake back there. I saw it moving. But anyways, all right, check this out. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this is straight. This is the bottom edge of that core support. And this is a 1965 core support, I know, because I cut it off. I cut it off myself. So I think what needs to happen, we need to clean this up. I want to paint it black, and then take the whole front of the car apart and switch out the core supports. I think that's the right way to fix this, because it is literally both sides. Here, I'll show you this side. I'm getting too old for this. Okay. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. It's bent right there. It's so bad. Look at that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's like I showed you on the other one. It's supposed to be straight. So it looks like we got a bad core support, and that's throwing everything off. The fenders on the bottom are way too in, and that's why the fenders do hit when you put these rims and tires on, and I'm used to that. Cut a little bit on the corner, it's usually fine. But I kept setting the car down and it wasn't really getting any better. I was like, something's wrong. And then I noticed this. Here, let's go look at Oki. See, Oki, this is supposed to line up. The fender and that front valance should line up. So there's issues with this front end, and I want to fix it right. I think we're going to keep this car. I think we're going to probably put a roll cage in it. I'd like to do a little mini tub on it. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep this car, and I can't have those tires rubbing like that. So there's only two ways to fix this. One, change out the core support, get that fender sitting where it's supposed to sit. Or two, we put a straight axle on it, we lift it way up in the air, and then we don't have to worry about fender. I don't know, it's up to Sarah. If she wants to make a gasser, we'll make a gasser. But right now, it looks like that's my only option. So I need to clean this up, paint it, and then we need to rip that whole front end off. So that's gonna be fun. So unfortunately, it looks like we're not gonna be able to test drive that car, which is crazy because we've had this car now for how long?
Over a year.
Over a year.
Maybe a year and a half.
And we've never gone faster than 5 miles an hour and around the block with it. And the tires were rubbing bad.
Oh, I've gone faster than 5 miles an hour.
When?
I had to make sure that...
You're lucky you didn't have a blowout. Those tires were rubbing so bad.
I just went around the block. I had to get them ready for the transport. And I needed to make sure that it went on the giant trailer.
Yeah, well. And that's kind of my fault because this car, we kind of threw it together. We knew we were moving and we needed the cars to run and drive and steer and stop to get on and off the trailer for shipping. It's a whole lot easier to ship a car that can run and drive. If it doesn't run and drive on it's a lot more money.
Yeah.
So we kind of did this one in a fast hurry, just threw it together with parts we had, a lot of leftover parts. I mean, if you saw any of the Rescue Nova videos, you know what I'm talking about.
And then you left.
Basically, I cleared out my shed from Nova parts to put that together. A lot of it's from the blue wagon. But anyways, that core support's obviously bad. We need to fix it. We need to fix it right. I'm not gonna keep cutting that fender anymore. I already cut it more than I was wanting to cut it already. So I think the core support's gonna space it out and it's gonna be fine. It's just a whole lot of work. You wanna do the work or you wanna get on that?
I mean, I'm always willing to help, but...
I think this video's gone kind of long anyways. We did a lot of work on other people's stuff this weekend, which gave me an idea. I think maybe, race car, I think maybe we should diversify. We could diversify and branch out and do Tackett's mobile mechanic service.
With all your extra time.
I could do it. I could do it. I need to make a little extra money. I could be a mobile mechanic. So let me know what you think about that. Maybe, you know, maybe you could hire me. I could come to your house.
You have to set a radius.
If they're paying, I'll show up.
Mileage.
I'll show up. You pay the mileage, I'll show up. Anyways, watch out for snakes. I guess, I wanted to say this. I think we might post this video early because we're gonna try anyway. It's up to the editor. there's a big car show this weekend. It's a pretty important car show. We'll put the ad in. Can you put the ad right here?
Maybe.
Put the ad in there, right here. It's a car show that it kind of got postponed. It's got a lot. It
got rained out.
Rained out, believe it or not. And it's a benefit car show for a gentleman who had an accident and got paralyzed recently. So it's for him and his family, and it's going to be a pretty decent sized car show, we're hoping. And again, all the proceeds will go to him. So if you're interested in that, check out that flyer and come out and say hi to us.
It's on Saturday.
It'll be the 24th.
Yes.
I think it'll be on the flyer there.
Yeah.
Just read the flyer, and come out and visit us. I think there's gonna be food trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
The original plan, it's at a park, I think, and so it's going to be like a whole giant car show event with trophies and different classes.
Oh, I saw the trophies. I should have took a picture of them.
Slacking.
I know. When I was over at the neighbor's house working on the carburetor, he's the one kind of putting it on, and he had a stack of big trophies. You ought to see them. But anyways, I think that's it. Sorry this video kind of bounced around. I bit off more than I could chew this weekend. Okay, I apologize. I have a habit of doing that.
You bounce around a little.
So next week, we're gonna get this 100 series. We're gonna make it run and drive. So let's pull the front end apart and maybe see if we can fix that next weekend. Put the chrome trim stuff on it. Fix that window, maybe the one that's going like this. Make it a presentable vehicle, and then go rip it down the street. Just do that.
A different street than ours.
I don't care, whatever. And I guess till then,
See ya.
see ya.